Formula One racing is a high-stakes, high-dollar sport. It happens mostly on European tracks, mostly with European drivers. Enter Lance Stroll. He's from Montreal, the only Canadian on the F1 circuit. He just turned 20 a few months ago, and his career has had a promising start.
A podium for Lance Stroll!
In his rookie season, he became just the third Canadian ever to finish on a podium, following in the footsteps of legendary Canadian racers Gilles Villeneuve and his son Jacques. But keeping up that pace isn't so easy. Last season, his Williams team finished at the bottom. And now there are big changes ahead. New car, new team, bigger expectations.
The Sport Pacer, Racing Point, Formula One team livery for 2019.
Lance Stroll is now part of the brand new team, the first to be unveiled in Canada and with a main Canadian investor.
And he gets a hug from Dad.
His dad, billionaire fashion mogul Lawrence Stroll. We caught up with Lance at the Canadian International Auto Show. Lance, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How you been?
I've been great. Yeah, glad to be here.
New team, new car. You knew everything. You've been racing your whole life, but this must feel different.
It does. It does. It's a new chapter, and it's extremely exciting, and I think everyone's excited. So, all this amp, all this all this energy in the building today, just gives me that itch to get behind the wheel and start driving the car.
And to launch in Canada, I mean, that's never been done.
Oh no, it's been great with all the Canadian sponsors on the car. Myself being Canadian, it's really been incredible to do it here at home.
What did you think when you saw the car?
The pink's grown on me. The pink's grown on me, I must say.
Did it take a while?
Yeah, at the beginning I was like, damn, I gotta drive the pink car, you know? But then I've been getting all this good feedback on it. Like, all my friends that don't know much about Formula One, they mention this pink car, and like, oh, like, we kind of like the pink car. And I'm like, no, it's actually not that bad. Actually, I like the pink now. So, yeah, it's great. It's definitely gonna stand out on track, and more importantly, I'm pretty sure with the group of people we got behind it, it's gonna be a good car.
You know, not to overstate the weight on your shoulders, but I mean, it had been more than 10 years since Canada even fielded a competitor before you came along in the F1. I mean, do you feel that pressure behind the wheel?
No, I take it as kind of like a positive. It's a good vibe in a way. I mean, I don't take it as pressure. If anything, I strive off of it, I fuel off of it. And just as I travel the world as well, you see a Canadian flag here, a Canadian flag there. It's great. It's great energy. That's ultimately what gets me out of bed in the morning. It's it's an honor to represent the Leaf.
Talk to me about growing up. Who got you into racing? Who got you interested?
Well, I guess I'd have to say I got the bug from my dad. He's always been passionate about it. He did a bit of racing back in the day himself. It was, as a hobby.
And Montreal's a good city to grow up in.
And Montreal's a great city to grow up in. I mean, I'd go to the Grand Prix every year, and I'd see the cars. And
you have memories of watching the Grand Prix?
I do. Yeah, I'd like just little kind of flashbacks. Remember Michael Schumacher won the Grand Prix a few times. Yeah, I just woke up every Sunday morning, was like a thing, turn on the TV at breakfast, because most of the race in Europe, so you get the race at 8 a.m. kind of thing. And yeah, I just got the bug for it.
And it's going to be Michael Schumacher winning in Canada.
Then I started go-karting, and it kind of just took off from there.
Yeah, because I mean, watching is one thing, but what, your dad encouraged you to really get into racing?
Yeah, he didn't really encourage me. I kind of took it on myself. I did a bit of karting on the weekends, and he didn't, really think much of it. I kind of just rented my kart, and I went there on the weekends, and then I started racing, and then he started to come and watch me racing, and then it just became, took over the hockey games. So.
And the whole time, I mean, you don't think your dad kind of secretly hoped, wished that you would?
Oh, for sure. I mean, we've been on this journey together, and it's been like a dream team in a way. We've always envisioned Formula One down the road, but it was such a long shot back then, and now I'm sitting here today and I'm working alongside him. It's an extremely special, opportunity, and I'm thankful and grateful every day for the support he's given me along the way.
As Lance says, it's been quite a journey, one filled with achievement. He made a name for himself by succeeding.
He wins the race!
Every step of the way, winning multiple championships in Formula 4 and Formula 3.
Canada has produced another great champion.
It set the stage for his F1 debut in 2017 at the age of just 18. No easy feat.
I think to your rookie season, Azerbaijan, 2017.
Yeah, 2017. That
Take me
was a
through
special
that.
day. Oh, it was, wow, it was the highlight of my career. Highlight of my career. I mean, standing on a Formula 1 podium, my rookie season at 18 years old, it was like beyond imagination.
That was a wild race, too.
Yeah, it was. It was a crazy race. I remember I started 8th, and I gained a few positions, and then suddenly people just started dropping out of the race, and then there was so many safety car restarts. I overtook a couple of people, and then next thing you know, I was in second place. I had first place, 3 seconds up the road, and I had 2 world champions chasing me down and in quicker cars, and I had to kind of maintain my pace, or else I wouldn't have finished on the podium. So just a dream come true, and it'll be in the history books forever.
You have to tell me about the celebration on the podium, though. Explain
No,
that
I
for
really
me.
rather
Explain.
not.
No. I want to know about this because for those who don't know,
You mean the drinking from the shoe
the
thing?
drinking
I
from
know
the
what you're
shoe.
saying. Yeah, you can just spit it out. It's cool.
so the shoey. So
the shoey.
explain what that was.
Well, apparently it's some kind of Australian tradition, and Daniel Ricciardo won the race, and he tends to kind of just take his shoe off and pour some champagne in there, and it's like a little ritual thing he's got going. So I was like the newbie at the time, so I guess it was my bottoms up.
Great sport. Valtteri, are you partaking?
Oh, there's like some dirt in there as well.
I couldn't back out of it. There's thousands of people watching.
Especially
Never
when
do
we-
it again. Yeah.
But your dad was there too.
My dad was
and
there
he must
too,
have been just really proud.
For sure. It was just a very emotional day for the Stroll family. And so the thing that was really special is I had a lot of close people around me that weekend, and I was able to celebrate it with them, which is priceless.
So now we're at the point where your dad decides, hey, I want to buy a team, and the team that you ultimately would drive for. I mean, was it always clear to you that you would drive for the team?
Yes, we did. We talked about it and we discussed it on a regular basis. But it was definitely the right move for my career, and I see I can share my father's vision.
Lance says he embraces that father-son racing partnership, but his critics have been tough.
Et voilà Lance Stroll.
He's been branded by some as a pay driver, someone whose most important contribution to a team is money, not skill. It's an insult, one he disputes fiercely. But some would say it's also just part of a sport where top teams routinely spend hundreds of millions of dollars every year. Privilege and Formula One do go hand in hand, but for Stroll, ultimately, to hell with the critics.
Do you feel in some ways that you have to almost push away a little bit, that you have to dissociate yourself from your dad to kind of tell people, no, I earned my spot?
Well, I do my talking on the track, so that's kind of how I've always looked at it. And there's been a lot of criticism from the outside that I fuel off of, because I try and look at everything with a smile on my face, and and I've always looked at it as like background noise kind of thing. But my dad's helped me so much along the way, just with support, and I know that I'm very fortunate to be in the position that I'm in. But I've grabbed it with both hands, so I just try and do me out there on the track, and and I look at the opportunity of my father as a positive thing and not a negative. So I embrace it.
So the race you're most looking forward to?
Montreal.
Montreal.
I have to say Montreal. It's one of a kind. It's one of a kind for sure.
What would it mean to do really well at that race for you?
It would be extra special, I guess, is the best way of putting it, at home. But yeah, happy to do well anywhere, really, to be honest. But a good result at home would be like a cherry on top, I guess.